Hi everybody, welcome back to channel Armored Pants here, and I have another video for you, and this one is my top 5 picks for the Christmas event. That is top 5 tanks, premium tanks, we're just going to look at premium tanks that I think you should get if you don't have them already in the upcoming Christmas event. Now I'm assuming that you don't have any of these tanks. If you do have some of them, then of course get the ones you don't have. But these are just my top 5 picks, tanks I like. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best tanks. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to love them. But I'm going to give you my top 5 picks and why they are my top 5 picks. Now, before that, I'm going to try to make this video a little bit more interesting. And it is the first time that I've appeared here in this small box. And this, by the way, is an idea which was kind of given to me, inspired by a penguin, not a real penguin. Well, actually, I don't think he's a real penguin. Maybe he is. He certainly does seem to want fish all the time, who was on my Discord channel. And he suggested that because I also have a history channel that maybe I try to make these videos a bit more historically significant, make them a bit more interesting. So what we're going to try is something new. So you guys are the first ones who are going to actually try this with me. So let's see how it works. So I'm going to tell you a story, and you have to tell me if it's true or false. So is it a armored anecdote, AA, or is it a pants parody, PP? And nobody likes PP, right? So you have to tell me is it true or false. And if it is either true or false, it doesn't really matter because there will be a prize for those of you if you can guess correctly. So in the comment section, put in your in-game name and your server you play on and tell me if it's AA or PP. And then I will do a random draw and I will give you guys a prize, probably some gold or something like that, help you get some of these tanks. Yeah, sounds good, right? Okay, so down below I have something long and hard and cold to the touch. I'm just going to, whoa, hold on a second. It's not that type of video, guys. Backtrack there, yeah? So it is this, right? This rather dangerous looking object, here is a mortar shell. And the history behind it is this. So during the Second World War, towards the end of it, the Russians were advancing on the Reich and they reached Budapest. The Germans blew the bridges in Budapest because Budapest, as the name suggests, is actually two cities together. Buda on the western side and Pest on the eastern side. Buda is more elevated and has the castle, and Pest is more flat. So it's a natural defense area. And the Germans blew the bridges, retreated to Buda, and they were able to hold out there. And the Battle of Budapest ensued. And the Germans actually fortified the castle area significantly. And there was a lot of ordnance fired at that, of which this unexploded shell was one. It was a mortar shell fired by the Russians. And it was excavated when the castle was being renovated after the fall of communism. It was then dug up, deactivated, and available for purchase. And a friend of mine who knows I am a keen military historian acquired it from me and gave it to me for my birthday one year. So, is that true? Or did I order it off Amazon? So, is it an AA, an armored anecdote, or is it PP, pants parody? So you tell me, is it true or false, this story? And is this really what I say it is? Put your answer into the comments section and I will then make a random draw around 20th of December, give you guys some gold for Christmas. Okay, so with that said, let's get on with the top 5 picks, pants picks for Christmas. So number 1 coming in is a really, really brilliant premium tank at tier 9. And it's not just me saying this, although in this video it is just me saying this. But if you watch my video with Meadsy, it's Meadsy's top pick for the Christmas event. And it's also Muffin, the Grand Mufti himself, is his favorite tank. It's the AMX 30 Premier prototype, right? It is a fantastic tank, right? It just looks great. If this tank was a person with Brigitte Bardot or something like that, it's so French, you know, it could steal your girlfriend. You just imagine it kicking back, smoking untipped Gaulois, you know, drinking a nice cognac or champagne, you know, and laughing at how pathetic your life is compared to its amazing life. So I definitely recommend this tank. It is a fantastic medium tank. It has a bit of armor. It's so fast. It's a beautiful looking tank, as you can see. So definitely I would be thinking about getting this beautiful little baby right here. Okay, so that's the AMX 30 Premier prototype. Okay, second on the list, we have the K91. Now, I did a review of this tank recently. It got a buff since it initially appeared in Blitz, particularly the gun system. Now it's just a DPM monster. Also, look at his profile. I mean, its profile is as low as a Mafia Don who's wanted on a Rico charge, right? I mean, it is low profile, hard to hit. It has great lines. Like a lot of Russian tanks, it's actually quite good looking. You know, that turret is fantastic. The sloped armor on that is going to get you bounces. It holds its own if it's up tiered. It's agile, it's mobile for a heavy. Really is a fantastic heavy tank. Great gun system. If you don't have it, definitely recommend that you get that. Now, the third tank I'm going to recommend, well, the third tank is, you know, in my opinion, maybe the best tank that was ever given in an event, and actually it's coupled with the second best tank that was ever given in an event, and they are the Dracula and the Helsing together. And we look at the Dracula first. In my opinion, this is one of the best looking tanks in Blitz. It's just fantastic. The level of detail that went into the design in terms of its lines, you know, look at these vents, etc. It's just fantastic. It is a brilliant medium tank. It's so fast. Part-to-weight ratio is off the charts. Great gun system. It's accurate. You know, it holds its own even if it's up tiered. Just brilliant tank. If you don't have it, you have to get this tank. It is something that all Blitzers should have. And its companion and its mortal enemy, of course, is Helsing, taken from the book by Bram Stoker, which is, of course, a fellow Irishman. Also, I grew up just 100 meters from where he lived in Dublin before he moved to London. So Van Helsing, of course, is a mortal enemy of Dracula. And the Helsing is an amazing tank. Even if it wasn't an effective tank, which it is, it's a really effective tank destroyer, but can be played also as a medium, as a heavy tank. If you just look at the level of detail and the design of that tank, it is a piece of artwork. It is a phenomenally beautifully designed tank. Definitely I would recommend it. If you don't have it, you have to have this tank in your garage. Now, the next tank on the list is the tank that we recently reviewed on channel here. It is the draft pick for all Blitzers, or most Blitzers, when they have a tournament, and it's the Object 252U. This tank is just savage. It's OP in its tier. You know, it's kind of like, you know, if you can imagine a bar fight in like somewhere in the third world, you know, like Newcastle or somewhere, and like only two really fucking hard bastards walk out with a bar fight, right? You know, everybody else is on their way to hospital. You know, this tank is both of those guys. It is just so fucking hard. It's unbelievable. You get massive bounces off it. You get active bounces, passive bounces, and there's no mistaking this tank in terms of its prowess. And that's why it is the draft pick, first pick for many guys in tournaments. You often see 5 of these on one team, sometimes 7. It is just a phenomenal brawler, phenomenal heavy tank. If you don't have it in your collection, definitely get it. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be in the Christmas event because it was recently just given away in another event. But if it is there, and this is my sort of wild card, get the Annihilator. The Annihilator is OP as fuck. It is just unbelievable. Holds its own when it's up tiered. You're doing 600 to 800 alpha rolls in this thing. It's just a phenomenal tank. Bit OP for sure. But you know, OP tanks are really a problem when you don't have them, right? When you have them, they're great. So make sure you can get it if it is available. As I said, I'm not 100% sure. The lineup is not complete yet for the Christmas event, so it may not be there, which is why I have it in as a wild card. Now, all of the tanks that I have suggested that you get are all reviewed, and there's complete guides in detail on the channel. And to make it convenient, I am going to put links into the description. So make sure that you click on those. As I said, the tanks, by the way, are not in any particular order. I wouldn't like to rank them anywhere. If you had to pick one, I would say maybe the Dracula. I just think it's a fantastically beautiful, so well engineered tank and a piece of art within Blitz. But you know, it really depends on your gameplay, game style. If you are into heavies, then obviously the Object or the K91. Now, all, as I said, they're all reviewed in detail on channel, so you can make up your own mind. So with that said, we're reaching the end of the video. There will be a top 5 collectible tank picks video coming in the next few days as well, so keep tuned for that. There's lots of other giveaways going on channel, lots of gold and premium tanks and all sorts of shit being given away, so stay tuned. And lastly, I just want to do a couple of shout outs. So firstly, shout out to Kay, who is one of the mods on my Discord channel. She's one of the people that's been pushing me to sort of do this type of content and pushing me to do live streams, etc., which are coming. So thank you for that, Kay. And also to Jan in South Africa, who was also kind of pushing me to get more involved in terms of engagement with you guys. So thanks to those two people, big shout out to them. They are kind of responsible for this type of video. By the way, if you don't like this type of video, they're responsible for this type of video. So thanks very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. And I guess all that now remains for me to do is take my, just to say pants off.